Hello everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm very happy and pleased to be with each and every one of you this evening. I do want to just do, there we go, okay, a little sound check. I have to check all the systems when you not only are having your own show, but you're producing your own show. So I was just doing my little systems check. All right, we're good to go. Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in this evening. This is a live TV show. This is being recorded on radio, but that's the only platform using radio for this evening, is just for record only. So we're not going to be taking any callers. But what we are going to be doing is you can chat, and there's a chat box on TV, or there is also, which is new now, is a Q&A, a question and answer box as well. And you can just write your question if you have a question for me. Alright, and I do believe I have it set to where no one sees your question until it's answered, that type of thing, if you even want it revealed publicly. So you'll just have to let me know. So I will see, the questions will come right to me. I like this type of format that they have added. So I'm really excited about that. Again, for those of you who have dialed in to listen on the radio, I suggest that you, if you want to continue listening, because this is the only way that you can listen, then that's fine. But please, when you get a chance, go check out the recording of the TV show. You'll be able to see me live as well, and you can hear me from there. That way, if we try to listen to both at the same time, TV and radio, there's going to be a delay, and you may be very annoyed by that. It's like watching one of the those Japanese Godzilla movies, right? Oh, anyway. Welcome everyone this evening to the show, and for taking time out of your busy schedule and sitting in Sacred Circle with me and with each and every one of us that are attending live, and also for those that are going to be viewing and listening on demand. Sacred Space is set up for each and every person, and those that do listen also do receive a healing as well. So it's beautiful. I'll come and sit in this safe, sacred place, and we give and receive healing during this next hour. All right. So we are coming off of, still feeling the effects of a very powerful full moon that happened Sunday. It's still beautiful when you look at her in the sky. Also beautiful and powerful, and just, I don't know how it affected each and every one of you. I'm sure it affects us differently. Some people are get more hyper, and some, believe it or not, it can even have the opposite effect, to where they can get tired, or it just depends on what's going on with them. And so we are having a lot of unusual, I shouldn't say unusual, we need to get used to these types of symptoms and experiences we're having. They're starting to be quite usual, ringing in the ears, and you just feel different day to day, week to week. Make sure that you are staying hydrated, getting plenty of good, healthy, non-fluoride water, and that you are getting enough sleep, watching as best as you can what you can eat. I'm not saying don't indulge. I mean, I like my chocolate or a donut every once in a while. Who doesn't want something sweet? Every once in a while, just make sure that it is just that every once in a while. It's not something that is in your food pyramid. That is in your daily consumption. And just pay attention to how you're feeling. As a matter of fact, I didn't have a show last week because I absolutely it was coming right off of, I do believe, the effects of Hurricane Matthew, and my ears were very sensitive, and I think for days I wasn't able to be sociable. It was stay in pajamas for 2 days and try to pick my head up without being in pain. But you know, I'm used to that, and I also learned that when I get like that, to take special care for myself, to put myself into, call my healing bed. And I call it my healing bed. I want you to think about, if you can, I know I've mentioned this before, like if those who like to watch some of the Avenger movies, or like Odin's bed from the Thor movies. You know, remember Odin, when Odin went in his Odin sleep, and he had like that golden white shimmering light over him? We can put ourselves into Odin sleep anytime we want to, and as many times as we want to. I actually suggest that you make your bed a healing bed, and you can put yourself into sort of healing right before sleep. When you know you're going to go to sleep, then do that. Or if there's another place you would rather do that, whether it's a couch or maybe a chaise, or just something that you consider your sacred healing space, then go ahead and create that for you and put yourself into your healing sleep, or like I say, your Odin sleep. And recharge yourself. I wasn't in pain when I listened and lay down, be still, and I could feel the beautiful, wonderful, high vibrational healers come in. These light beings come in and work on me, and I needed that. Now I wouldn't have gotten that or paid attention if I just had pushed on and or maybe even over medicated myself with pain meds to make sure I can get through my day. Sure, I did have some things that I had to take care of. A lot of people didn't even know how I was feeling, because I continued to run radio shows, but they were spaced apart enough that, and kind of like a game plan with my guides and my healing team. I got to do this show here. I'm going to go lay down in between. And you know, I didn't even take any over-the-counter pain medication. I did have been taking some curcumin BP, with BP is for black pepper, and that's very powerful. I can take that now without having to rely on any over-the-counter pain meds. And I have to tell you, as one who has been experiencing for years and years of ear pain, headache, and you know, you really hate to get or to even admit, but that on how much we take every day or on a daily basis. And I haven't, it's not daily for me at all. It even bumped down to maybe once or twice a year, where I still might have to grab for a popular, what's called NSAID. You know, but I really am managing, and that's the thing, managing myself well. And this is the whole point of bringing this up, is to manage yourself well. A lot of us feel like we have to keep pushing for what? Expectation. It's expected of us to do this. You're not a robot, all right? And we are going through some very powerful times now. This ascension, this expansion, all right, it is very powerful. And so we must pamper ourselves during this process. All right, so again, I want to welcome those who are in, who have showed up. Welcome, everyone. I will get to what I usually do every week, is give a crystal message, a power animal message, and an angel message. All right. So I like to start off with the crystal message, and it was so very beautiful to have this particular crystal or gemstone show up. It's one of, I'm going to say one of my favorites, but it is, I wear it all the time, believe it or not, for those who may not know this about me, but it's amber. It's amber. Amber reduces confusion and anxiety and improves decision making. And it's also very grounding and balancing. Now, a lot of people feel like amber is almost like a tree sap, so to speak. It's produced from the trees, and that many of organisms are captured or frozen, so to speak, in amber. Like if you go to a museum and you can see fossils preserved in amber, that's what that yellow, orangish type of looking hard fluid is. It's amber. And I have two bracelets I never take off. It is my two amber. I don't know if you can see that. My two amber bracelets. And why do I personally wear them? Because they help me. They help ground me. And quite honestly, that first came about to me at a very confusing time, high anxiety time in my life. And that was in my teenage years. And amber's been with me ever since then. So, and it's interesting because I went through something traumatic as a teenager, and I had a little child show up, and then I realized it was a child and a fairy, and she said her name was Amber. She had like those yellow orange wings at first, because I thought she was a child until I could see wings, and I didn't know if it was a child and a fairy or if it was one and the same, and even an angel at times. But then I realized the angel was with them, this angelic being. But I've never forgotten that help that I had received. I mean, we have so many helpers. And this was a time when I did have a lot of angels, I had guides, and everyone to come help me. But I'll never forget, like I said, that a little child that came and comforted me, and it was just appropriate for that moment. And so ever since then, and it's been many years, it's been one of my favorites, and I'm sure many of us may have something that's one of our favorites that we just, whether we wear it every day or it's just very important to us, and we keep it in our very special place if we don't wear it every day, or at least have it in a pocket or against our body. All right, so that's amber. So happy, yay, that had showed up. And like I said, very grounding and balancing for this time. And maybe even if you want to, like a preservation almost. This is our story, this is our life, and we are, yes, we are performing our mission, and we are also telling our own stories, living our own stories, being our own stories. And we're all part, though, of this huge puzzle or of one huge story. And we all have a part, in whether you want to say it's a play, a part in the play, a note in the song. Each and every one of us are very much needed and very important. So now we come to the power animal message, and the power animal is moose. Moose. Wow. And this is interesting because moose is actually the last week been coming around a lot for me. So I would catch him. He's not my normal power animal, so I welcome any animal that shows up to give a message. And so the message from moose is the movement to and from the soul world, the spirit world. They have that ability, they call it spirit walkers, who can go really in between not just two realms, well, we consider two realms, but many realms, many dimensions. All right, and they act as the bridge or the guide leading to the elders, or a connection to our elders. If we have a hard time trying to connect with an elder, you can try your angels. If that doesn't work, try dragons. Have your dragon fly you there. And if you're not really you're not feeling the connection with the dragons, and try the moose. Have the moose take you to your elders. So there's always, you just got to find the right combination for you. That's all. And don't give up, and don't be frustrated. Oh, it worked for so-and-so. Well, maybe it's not the right power animal for you. And find what your most powerful guide to get you to where you need to be. And you're going to find it's not just one, it's going to be several, if not, like I said, a whole team of them for you. A moose also represents the acknowledgement of the truths that the soul denies. And I don't really think that it's our soul denies it, it's our soul truth. We deny it. Our consciousness denies it. Our soul knows the truth and holds that truth. So it's not going to deny it. Our mind will, though. So our mind will deny it. All right. And it's acknowledging that truth. And this is pretty much right on with, this is very important for all of us to start embracing the truth. Even if that inner truth hurts, we need to not take it so personal, and we need to get through it so that we can heal. And that with that healing comes the expansion and the ascension. Moose also represents movement in the void. Movement in places that many people would consider unimportant, the darkness, the void. So in the inner depths of who we are. And how about also this too? The inactive DNA strands are being reactivated. Absolutely they are. You know, I've never ever believed, even when I heard as a child, oh, we have 12 strands of DNA, but only 2 are active. The other 10 are junk. Junk? God doesn't make junk. My first, you know, hey, okay. But that doesn't make sense to me. We just don't understand what the others is for yet. Well, guess what? Hold on tight, people, because we're finding out. And then also too, they say that moose moves at an unseen speed, and whether that again is in a physical sense or in a astral sense, in between the realms and dimensions, it can move very, very quickly. And actually, we all can in the astral sense. All right, now I'm excited about the archangel that showed up to give a message as well. And that archangel is Ezekiel, Archangel Ezekiel. And the message from this archangel, is this, and it's very beautiful. And it all ties in together. I love how it works, because I do this at separate times. I get this crystal message, I get the power animal message, and then, okay, now let's get the archangel message. And you see how it all weaves together, and they all connect, and it's all so beautiful. So, all right, Archangel Ezekiel. Forgiveness of self and others is an important and very necessary step on the path of spiritual ascension and expansion. Opening your heart and healing with love and forgiveness is key to entering into the next level of your life's experience. You can call in Archangel Ezekiel and allow the power of the violet flame to transmute any of your past and current challenges into love. Release any unforgiveness held towards yourself and towards others, so that you can remember and awaken the truth of who you are and who you truly are. The I am. I am. We may ask ourselves, who am I? But when you answer with I am, see how that vibrates in your body. Just to say that is very powerful. I am. And say it 3 times. any pain that comes up, any challenging memories and feelings and emotions connected to past situations are coming up for one reason and only one clear reason. Why do you think it's coming up? Why do you think something that you think you've taken care of keeps coming up? What do you think it's for? Is it to beat yourself up over? Oh man, really? That wasn't my finest moment. I should have done this. No! You know what it's for? It comes up because it's ready. It's saying, release me. Release. It's not rehashing and going over the memories over and over again, hoping for a different outcome. It already happened. So let's let it go. Let's do what it wants to do. Release me. Release me. Hello, release. And we want to hold on to it. Of all the things to hoard, and we are, in a sense, we hoard things, don't we? We need to release it. Just let it all go. Let it go. So expand your heart chakra, your sacred heart center, and breathe. Simply let go and release what has been showered upon now. As it's coming up, it's being exposed, it's been showered in the light and transformed by that light. I'm talking about the divine light. And the divine light really isn't a light. It's not dark or light. It's both. It's really hard to explain until you see it, feel it, stand in it. It doesn't feel like sunlight because it's not warm like that. But it's a total, and it's not bright to your eyes. It doesn't, where you have to shade your eyes. It's a very different type of light that's hard to articulate and put into words, but it is, you know what it is when you're bathed in it. And the angels bring that type of light to you, and the ascended beings. Excuse me. Forgive and let go as all unbalances are transmuted into the light of the violet flame. So focus on your breathing. Center your energy and allow a new level of divine love, joy, and light to enter into your life. Allow what is and what will be to become infused with divine love and light. Forgiving is not always easy, but it will enable you to lift your vibration and to remember and experience the expanded light being that you are. Forgiveness now, at this moment, now, will pave and expand the pathway for many blessings to flow through you. Flow through you, to you, and through you. Yeah, it's all very, very beautiful, isn't it? It really is. So we just have to remember to release. And this is very powerful times of us working on ourselves. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not going too slow, because there's going to be periods to where you feel like you just can't go fast enough. And then there's other times where it's like it goes by so fast, you're like, whoa, wait a minute, what just happened? So just enjoy the ride. But always stay in the now of that ride. Always pay attention to what's happening. Now, many of you may or may not know this, but I have followed, her name is Jeanette Crowley. I had attended 6, 7, 8, 9, well, about 9 years. 9 years ago, I first started going to some of her excuse me, some of her presentations, and it's always been to like a very small, diverse group. We all know how this goes, is you put it out there, and this is the class or the event or something that I'm going to have, and you want this particular vibration back in attendance. You know, you want to be the same vibrational people that's going to be attending. And it was a local event, so it brought small crowds in, but just the perfect soul family. We all find each other, and know that if you're a spiritual teacher and a presenter, it's not about how many people show up to an event, how many people watch your shows or listen to your radio shows, or how many people, like I said, just even show up. We're so exposed to well, what's phasing out now, what we know as network TV. Let me say that. And watching, even like on cable and other forms of TV, but watching people give these huge conferences and conference centers sell out, and you know, and most people think, well, you don't make it until you're at that level, and that's not true. It's not correct at all, because remember, the shaman in the hut is perfectly happy with being in their own little hut teaching someone one-on-one, and know the power of that one-on-one session, because then that student who becomes the teacher goes on, and how many people, countless, is that person going to inspire and to teach. And you do that with so many different people. So it's not how many people's lives you touch, because you always touch more people's lives than you realize. Always. All right, so just know that. All right, so I want to share an article with her. I mean, and she really helped open a lot of us who attended up to a lot of remembering, awakening, and channeling. And she channeled White Eagle at first, and White Eagle comes to a lot of us. He came to me too. He'll come to pretty much whoever wants to listen, and he's definitely one of our elders. White Eagle. You try it. Try having a conversation with him. Channel him. He's beautiful energy. He's direct, right to the point. And then she channels another ascended master being named Mark. And one of her trips to Malta, and she's always believed in Atlantis, she actually channeled and had connected with Ashtatara. When she first said her name, it created such a vibration in me of recognition of, I know that name, and it was just very powerful for me. And that was a weekend session too, a separate one. Like I said, many seminars with her, and even the type of healing modality that's added too, because there's so many different modalities that we all that we all channel and give to someone in a healing session. And so it's all very, very powerful. I'm trying to think now of that healing session. It'll come to me with the healing. Anyway, it'll come to me. Oh, what's that type of healing that she does called? But I do it too, but I incorporate it in such part of my healing. I'm looking for the book, because there's a book called about it. Oh, excuse me. I was looking down at my book. Soul Body Fusion. That's what that was. Soul Body Fusion. And that's just like the name says, Soul Body Fusion. Making sure really that our light bodies are connected with our, which they always are with our physical bodies, but that we are consciously aware of this connection. All right. And it's very powerful. It's what all the way back from Egyptians, Atlantis, and so on had been trying to tell us and teach us to stay connected to our light body, because there was a disconnection during the end of Atlantis times. Anyway, Ashtatara is the mother of Atlantis. She half earthling, half alien. She married Poseidon. Yes, Poseidon absolutely was real. Poseidon was an alien, so to speak. I mean, we all are star seeds. You gotta know that. All right, we've just forgotten. Poseidon, I always, again, really resonated more with the Greek part of their rendition or story or record keeping of Atlantis. It really always felt so natural to me. Anyway, Jeanette Crowley had recently channeled a message from Ashtatara. And here is this message for all of us, her children. Behold, resurrection is upon us. I am Ashtatara, speaking always of the deliverance of the human race, reminding you of your innate and inescapable divinity, calling you to claim yourselves as awakened ones. Ooh, that's powerful just there, isn't it? There are dark shadows around this earth, no darker than have been here before. But this time, they can be seen. And you are great adversaries of the dark. We ask you to hold your light so brightly that there is no hesitation or doubt when you face down darkness. Face it not as an enemy, but as light wanting to be resurrected. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to repeat this last one because our first instinct is to fight, right? That's separation. Here we go. We ask you to hold your light so brightly that there is no hesitation and no doubt when you face down darkness. Face it not as an enemy, but as light waiting to be resurrected. That's beautiful. Oh. You have been students of many spiritual paths. It is time to step into your maturity, students and apprentices no more. You are called forth in all aspects of your mastery. You have sometimes allowed your emotions to get stuck in immaturity because immaturity is what you see around you. You were called forth to stand in integrity with what you believe, with qualities of character that are not often acknowledged. Yet you know that these qualities are, what these qualities are. Juvenile emotional responses to juvenile emotional input, and is no longer acceptable in your spiritual maturity. Resurrection is ascension beyond fear. Resurrection is ascension beyond fear. Just looking in chat. Hi, sis. Thanks for watching. All right. Let me get back to that. Resurrection is ascension beyond fear. We remind you that your divinity is so powerful, your heart so magical, that fear is not on the same plane as your divine self. Fear is lower 3D. Your higher spiritual self is up here. It's not even on the same plane, right? You have been encoded with seeds of awakening, but they sprout more quickly now because your brothers and sisters on this earth are burying themselves in fear. The seeds of light you carry are both ancient and unknown. You are remarkable. Keep your heads up. Connect shoulder to shoulder, heart to heart with those other light beings who are remarkable. Do not let mass consciousness take you outside of your powerful truth. Behold, you resurrecting. And she always ends, Ashtatar starts with behold and ends with shalom. Now most of you may think, but that's a Jewish saying. But really? Are we sure about that? where that came from. There's a lot of ancient words and symbols that when separation started, took possession or ownership in certain types of different religions, but where did they really come and resonate from? All right. Now another ascended master, like again, who Jonette Crowley channels, is Mark. And after Ashtatara gave that beautiful message, and I have to tell you, just in reading her words, I am tingly all over from my toes up my just my whole body. My Sacred Heart Center is huge and it's expanded, and it's powerful, very, very powerful. It really is. This is when you know you are in the presence of truth and divine love and light. So Mark came in after Ashtatara spoke, and he said very simply, the treasures from beyond are no greater than the treasures from within. Did you get that? The treasures from beyond, the treasures that are outside of you, are no greater than the treasures that are within you. People get it right when they listen to how we talk. I am without this. I am without this. That means you're looking for it outside of you. You're not gonna find it. It's within you. And again, I'm looking for my car keys. You're not gonna find your car keys inside of you. I mean, you know, I'm talking about like if you're physically looking for something, an item that you misplaced, that's different. That's not what I'm talking about. But you're looking for things that you manifest, your dreams, your wishes, your happiness outside of you. No, it's not outside of you. It starts within you. You are some of the cosmos's greatest treasures. And like any treasure, it requires a quest to find. Many become lost on their quest, but you are professional questers. You keep getting up and holding a vision for a better way. And a lot of us are like that. The light workers, we can feel tired, but you know something? Keep getting up. Keep getting back up. We replug to that source, whether you say God, universe, the Divine Mother and Father together. You plug into that divine source, and don't you get a lot of energy? Don't you just, you get that, oh yeah, I can do this. You get that confidence that you need. And that confidence comes from within. It doesn't come from outside of you. Yes, it's nice when we have loved ones give us a kind word and some confidence and say something nice to us. But is that temporary? How long does that last? For really long-lasting confidence support, that's got to come from within and stay plugged into it. We're always plugged in, but you just have to make sure that that connection of plugging in is clear. All right, and not any blockages or obstructions, which we really obstruct and block it, don't we? With our own fear, with our own self-talk, with the stuff that we do to ourselves. We really do that, don't we? And that's not good. It's not good at all. So I just want to remind, I do see we do have some listeners on the radio. I am streaming live on TV as well. Go to the link is on the radio page there if you're viewing it on the computer. If not, you can go to Goldilocks Productions, CTforConnecticut.com, and go to the TV page and watch the TV show live. Again, you can always just catch the video of the show tomorrow and the next couple of days, because it will be ready for viewing shortly after broadcast. Just welcoming everyone and thanking everyone for continuing to tune in. And again, if you are watching on TV and you would like to ask a question, there is a Q&A there in the corner, in the left-hand corner. You're going to see Q&A, social stream, and then chat box. you can click on the Q&A, and then you can type in a question if you have a question that you would like for me to answer on air. And if you don't want me to answer it on air, please put that in there. Please don't ask this out loud. Just email it to me. However you would like to do that, that's fine. Very flexible. All right. Take another sip here. Actually, really, really gorgeous evening in Connecticut. We're getting hit with, well, I'm right on the shore, so we're always a little cooler than our northern Connecticut neighbors. So it's actually really beautiful right now with the windows opened, and I do believe it's 60, 66 right now. Really gorgeous. The high today got to 74, 75 here, but I know further inland Connecticut, some people were saying that it was in the 80s, low 80s. They're like, is it summertime or is it fall? And it's like, it's not going to last long. It's fall, and even those that are experiencing spring in the southern hemisphere, it yo-yos. Spring and fall, the temperatures just jump 20, 30 degrees. That's what it does. Just embrace it and just love it, and just, let's be grateful. We're just so quick to complain about everything, aren't we? Let's just be grateful instead, and let's see the beauty of it. And I'm going to give you an example here. And it just recently, just last week, was started to have, what is today? Tuesday. Yeah, it was the end of last week, and this is the time of the year, and it's not to promote fear. I'm telling you the story. I'm sharing my experience, and you'll see why. So I had received notification, as most of us do, on the cell phones or mobile device, from one of my credit cards. Fraud. Be careful. There were some fraudulent charges. Do you approve these? Well, of course I didn't recognize them, and I had called the credit card company. Okay, fine. We're going to cancel the card and send you a new one. Okay, sure. And so actually some time went by, like 4 or 5 days, I hadn't even received it. And I had called again, and I said, just want to make sure I hadn't received, just want you to know I hadn't received the card. Okay. And then what it was yesterday morning, there was another fraud alert on the new card I haven't even gotten. Someone was trying to charge like $900 of car parts. But they caught it, is the point I'm trying to make. Each time they were right on it. They knew it was fraudulent because they were like, this is not your activity, your normal activity. This is, and so it was just calling, and they were like, okay, now we have to do this all over again, close the account and get you a new, open it up in a different account, whatever. But it was just the whole process. People could go, oh my goodness, why is this happening to me? Victim is, the victim, play the victim role, or that kind of thing. And you know what I did immediately was go, thank you, God, just thank you. Okay, and I know some people might say, well, did God do it? It's how I was raised, just to give gratitude and to give thanks. And so whether I say thank you, God, or I just say I am grateful out loud, it's just pushing out that gratitude, pushing it out in all directions. And that's the first thing, is don't be so quick to let's look at what's wrong with the situation. Haven't we done that enough with everything in our life? We need to spin it, and let's look at the whole picture. Okay, I see the dark side or the bad side of it. Now what's the good side of it? Show me that. Oh, this is what's good. This is something good. I know you've heard this phrase, something good always comes from something bad. It's all part of the whole. It's part of one. We shouldn't separate it. Of course, the goodness is there. You have to turn it around like a jewel and look at each different facet of that jewel. All right. So we've got about 15 minutes left. I want to go over this too. This is really cute. It was a conversation I had with my guides when I was washing dishes the other day. Yes, water really amplifies. And I wash dishes by hand because I enjoy my hands in the water. It's very magical for me. So don't use dishwashers. Don't, other than people. But no, don't have a mechanical dishwasher. It's just for so many reasons. It really wastes a lot of water when you really read about them and whatever. There's nothing wrong with I can wash dishes. And like I said, it's very spiritual for me. And you get in the shower. A lot of people have some powerful insights when they're in the shower, or put their hands in the water or near water, or just it really works. So anyway, I was having a conversation, and I usually do throughout the day with my guides, and I was walking around the kitchen. I'm barefoot. Of course, I love being barefoot as much as possible, and in my home, shoes aren't allowed to be worn inside. You can come right in to the little landing area and take your shoes off, but once you come into the house, there's no shoes that are allowed whatsoever. As a matter of fact, all the shoes are kept near the door. So there is exception, if there's some seasonal things that you don't wear, and women, come on, let's face it, we can't put our whole shoe and boot collection by the door, but I'll come in, take them off, and if they go upstairs in my closet, then they are carried upstairs. And if they're by the door shoes, they stay there. That kind of thing. Your dress to your shoes. You don't want to leave by the door. But shoes aren't allowed. So I was walking around, and of course in the kitchen, washing, drying dishes, putting them away, and I stepped on something with my foot, and I was like, and then I was like, so, the bottoms of your feet are so sensitive, and you feel everything. And then it just started this, just like being an empath and just like being a sensitive, then came this whole conversation with my guides and this whole beautiful analogy of how we can actually compare empaths and sensitives to walking barefoot. Compared to everyone else who have shoes on, and the hard sole shoes, they're not paying attention to what they're stepping on. They can't even feel it, what they're walking on, right? Unless it's something that is much, much bigger, obviously, they're going to feel. And then let's take that to right in the middle. Those with socks, they're going to feel more than those with shoes on, but still it's going to be a little buffered compared to walking completely barefoot. You might not feel every little thing. You still feel it, but maybe not as much. And then walking barefoot, it's like completely exposed. The bottom of your feet, it's like raw as far as what you're being exposed to. So you step on something, you can feel it immediately, regardless of the size. You're able to feel something really small, whereas if you had socks or shoes on, you would have not even felt it and just walked over it. Whether it's a pebble, but this is the whole point of it all, is energetically too. What if you were to when you don't have shoes on, you pay more attention to your step so that you don't step on something that's alive, whether it's you don't want to get your bottom of your foot hurt or stung, or you don't want to hurt another being as well. But we are kind of more mindful when we pay attention where that next step is going to be when you're barefooted. You go outside barefooted, you're going to really watch where you step when you are not wearing shoes, when you're barefooted. Do you pay attention as much when you're out there with your shoes on? No, you're just going to traipse through without paying attention. And that's, I think, is a really nice analogy that they gave me. It's really great. We do feel everything, and that is to when you're barefoot right on the earth, you feel that connection with the earth. There's nothing in between your feet to get in the way with that feeling. You feel it, and it feels great, and the connection is stronger. And again, you're more mindful of your steps so that you don't harm anyone else with your steps. And so you put shoes on, or even like really thick about boots, whether they're work boots, yard boots, or whatever. Just, are you being mindful of your step then? Because we should always be mindful, even you're outside. And you've got to clean the yard up. Even if the yard is dirty, we should always still be mindful of our step. And I'm not saying be paranoid over, oh my gosh, am I stepping on a cricket? Am I stepping on a worm? Am I stepping on, you can feel those, really you can connect with all living beings. And if you put your intention of what you're going to do, I'm going to do this. And believe it or not, when you go step outside and you're like, I'm going to cut the grass. My husband cuts the grass, and he goes out there, and I don't have to go outside. I can immediately just take the soles of my feet and just pretend like I'm going through the floor in the house and I'm touching. Once you connect with the earth, and even with the earth star in the middle of the earth, it's very easy. You don't have to physically do it. You can energetically, which is so much more powerful, do that. So I instantly connect and say, warning, the grass is going to get cut. Any creatures, make yourself scarce, go away, or put yourself to the side to where my husband can see you. And it does work. I mean, we've had it's just a cute, really harmless small snake we have living in like arborvitae trees that are getting really big, or bushes in the back, but it is in a mulched area, and it has like a little stone wall, but somehow the little snake had gotten out, went over the wall, and my husband saw him. He didn't run him over, and he was like, he had got his gloves and just picked him up, put him back into that mulch area by the tree. So it's beautiful. It does work. Show yourself so you don't get hurt, or just leave. And you can do the same thing with any type of beings that come into your yard that you don't want. We've got to stop with all this chemical use and pesticides and this, oh, well, it's my property. It's not your property. We don't own anything. It's just all a big freaking illusion. It really is. What do you own? When you die, what's going to happen with it? Please. You see how much you do own when you die. Right? And who gets your possessions then? Who gets these things? We are caretakers of wherever we live. Caretakers, and we should take care of the home that we live in. Doesn't have to be a palace. Be grateful for the roof over your head. We are caretakers of the homes that we live in, our shelters, of the land that particular shelter is on. All right, and that's all we are, as caretakers. How are you taking care of your business? How are you taking care of the land around you? And you take pride in that. You just to, again, it doesn't have to look pristine. It doesn't have to be on the cover of Better Homes and Gardens. It just has to look what I know. Yes, it does. No, but just make it look nice. Do you feel good? Do you feel comfortable when you go outside? And is my lawn carefully manicured? You can over manicure a lawn. You can overdo it. we don't seed, we don't put down all this other stuff. We just let it be. We have a lot of clover in our yard, and I know it used to make my husband kind of like, oh, but I want nice grass, and it's like, what? I was like, who dictates what's nice grass? I was like, let it all grow. Let it grow. I mean, you know, don't try to go and try to use any kind of chemicals and pull things up and manipulate what type of grass you want to grow. As long as there's grass growing, hey, or weeds or whatever, there's some kind of greenery as long as it's green. I just got it. Seriously. Who are we to say what it's supposed to look like? And there's so many different healing herbs that we call weeds. Dandelions, dandelion root. You kidding me? Springtime. I'm out there. My husband knows. He's, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go. He take, you know, roots, gets them out by the root here, and the dandelion leaves you can eat. You can wash them off, throw them in a salad. There's so many things you can do with them. And you can Google this information as well. But the dandelion leaves, some people take the actual dandelions and they can make, like, it's called a dandelion wine. There's things that you can actually do with the flower bud itself too. And it is a very powerful healing herb, not a weed. Not a weed at all. And then here in Connecticut, there's a lot in abundance. It's called purslane. That was also consumed a lot during World War II. So you should check that out. You'd be surprised. I saw it growing while I was like, what is this? And did some research and was like, oh, it's another one of those things. You know, most people look and go, oh, it's a weed. No, it's not. It sounds like Earth gives us these, you know, or not really even gives us, who would think that it is a gift. Absolutely. And we need to learn to be grateful and honor and respectful of these gifts, and identify what these gifts are. It's just funny how where did we go? We knew what these used to be and what these are, what these healing herbs are, and then they got somehow called weeds. But they're some of the healthiest things for us to consume, and exactly what we need at this time. With so many, when we've gone astray from eating healthy, and we do live in a toxic environment. And quite honestly, our whole bodies, I mean, we are bacteria. I'm just going to say this, put it out there, we are bacteria. I do have a certification in herbs, and I have a lot more to go. But and that's just a personal goal of mine, and to help others as well. And you don't prescribe like you would with allopathic or conventional medicine. We don't treat symptoms. We believe that you incorporate herbs in your food, because herbs are food. All right. In any other country, herbs there isn't a distinction between it needs some seasoning, some spices. All right, they just incorporate it all into one meal. Here, unfortunately, in the United States, because fast is better, we don't have time to cook. Got so far away from even knowing what herbs and seasonings, what you call seasonings, what herbs are and what they're for, and the medicinal value of these. Pepper, black pepper is a very powerful anti-inflammatory. How many people use pepper on your food, or you don't? So that's just one example. But anyway, I see we are running out of time. And there's just be grateful. We have so much to be grateful for, even if it seems like the world around us is chaotic. And it's very important this next month, and then the rest of the year, that we stay grounded. And again, know the goal. Keep Keep your eyes on the goal and the focus of ascension and expansion. And I know it's easy to be distracted with elections and upheaval and everything that's going on around the world. But do not be distracted by that. So many people are drowning in fear. We see it. Just keep being that bright light. And you know what? It's contagious. And as we join in, shoulder to shoulder, and standing in the sacred circle with each other, and we create circles upon circles upon circles of those, and we help others, all right, bring them up. So keep on every day expanding during this ascension process, and know that you are not alone. And with that, I'd like to say good evening, and thank you, each and every one of you, for sitting in sacred circle with all of us. And may the obstacles to your flight be few, and the blessings along your journey be many. Namaste, everyone.